on a ship, the ship is sinking, there's 10 boats in front of you. One of the boats doesn't have a hole in it. Are you going to put one kid in each of the 9 boats, or are you going to put everybody in the boat that doesn't have the hole in it?
So you come to that level of conviction, which is intoxicating, by the way.
It's not conviction, it's just rational thinking for yourself.
But when you go all in on something, I would say that does take conviction.
How many chairs are you sitting on right now?
One.
Are you all in on the chair?
I am all in on the chair.
You're using one microphone. Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? It's a tool. It's just thinking for yourself, using reason. Your choice is, you want to hold $1 billion of property in Zimbabwe or North Korea. You want to hold $1 billion of property in LA. You want to hold $1 billion of gold in a vault. You want to hold $1 billion worth of a stock in a Chinese company subject to the Chinese government. Do you want to hold $1 billion worth of Bitcoin? Once you understand money, you understand Bitcoin is engineered money, and it's engineered without defects.
And there it is. That sums it up for Michael Saylor. There's been a lot going on in the markets. As you know, ex-President Donald Trump, this is an iconic image here. Is the election already wrapped up? It seems like, Trump gets indicted, he gets stronger. Trump gets shot, comes out stronger on the other side. We're not making this a political channel. We're not going to take left versus right. But why is this picture important? Because Trump will be speaking at the Bitcoin Conference 2024 in Nashville. The Bitcoin Bros, we're going to be there. We got invited, but we have some conflicts, so won't be there this time. But this is major because Trump is pro-crypto. He's already talked about it. And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you. I know I haven't been around for a few weeks. It's not because the market was down. It's because me and the wife were bringing in a newborn, so had to make sure, little man was good, and we had to get, the house in order and everything else. So we appreciate, you being patient. Aaron has been keeping you updated. So now I'm back, getting straight to it, taking a look at MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy's coming in at 1664. Why are we talking about MicroStrategy? And it's a crypto channel. This is a traditional stock, but this is a Bitcoin-backed company with over 1.1% of the overall circulating supply of Bitcoin MicroStrategy holds. What do we see? We see some bullishness right here. We're still in an uptrend. As you see, this macro support line, right now, if we get back above this level and have a close above the $1,700 range, we're going to be off to the races and put new all-time highs in, most definitely. Right now, could MicroStrategy be on the cusp of something big? There's been a lot of people talking about the MicroStrategy premium. Should you hold MicroStrategy? Will that premium eventually even out 1-to-1? Look at this chart right here. This is MicroStrategy versus Bitcoin on the 3-week. We have the Gaussian channel turning red, and MicroStrategy has been stair-stepping its way up through the Gaussian channel, flipping this from resistance to support. And if we zoom into this, take a closer look, we see some type of symmetrical triangle that we just broke out of right here. Definitely a bull pennant pattern. And where's this technical target going up to? This, if you pull this flagpole from here to here, it goes up to this previous support before, when MicroStrategy Bitcoin comparative was falling down way back in 2017. How far are we from that? That is a 138% move. Now, could we go further? Potentially. Now, this right here, we have this Adam and Eve pattern with the V-shaped recovery, the rounding bottom. If we do get this breakout and we get some resistance right here, we could come back down, have a back test before we have a continuation. So take profit area number 1 could be right here. Number 2 could be right here. You got to look to the left of the charts where the confluence is, and also this area right here for number 3. So either way you cut the cloth, could MicroStrategy outperform Bitcoin? Most definitely. This resistance here is a 54% move. This would be a 138% move, which we showed you, a 340% move, or a 500% move against Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is a highly levered Bitcoin play because it's not 1-to-1. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy have amassed over 220,000 Bitcoin over the past 4 years. Keep this in mind. This line here is when Bitcoin was first bought under MicroStrategy's balance books. And what was MicroStrategy doing against Bitcoin since way back here in 2014? It was just bleeding against Bitcoin since we've been tracking this. And it bottomed out, came back up, had some type of a rally. You know, this was the bear market for Bitcoin, and then it didn't put in a higher low, but it didn't really put in that much of a lower low. So could this trend be changing to the upside? This is the 3-week chart. Let's look down on the 2-week. Note the Gaussian channel. The Gaussian channel flipped red, fell off a cliff. We got this Adam and Eve pattern playing out that we just showed you. We showed you technical targets. Look here. The Gaussian channel just flipped green. So could we see this massive appreciation? Is this a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? MicroStrategy is trending upwards as far as its 10-to-1 stock split. Michael Saylor just announced that about a week ago. It's a lot going on. But look at that compared to Bitcoin. This is Google Trends. No one's really thinking about Bitcoin. And then what about crypto? No one's even thinking about crypto. We're not up towards those 100 levels. We're not even in the macro bull cycle yet. The bull cycle hasn't really started. The fun hasn't started yet, guys. So we hope that you are prepared for what's coming. Could you buy some MicroStrategy stock instead of Bitcoin? We always are going to promote having the underlying asset. Hold Bitcoin because that's the true freedom. You're not really fully going to own your MicroStrategy stock. You can't have it on a decentralized exchange or an offline cold storage wallet. There's going to be some type of broker, whether you're using Fidelity, Vanguard, whatever you use, that's the company that is going to be using that. So one thing to note, what we suggest, if you do want to buy MicroStrategy, use a company similar to Fidelity. Fidelity does have their Bitcoin ETF. It's FBTC being the ticker. So you can go on and buy their Bitcoin ETF. We're not saying do that, but this is showing that Fidelity is actually purchasing Bitcoin. Just recent from Bitcoin Magazine, BlackRock and Fidelity now own a combined almost 500,000 Bitcoin worth 32 billion on their spot Bitcoin ETFs. So if you're going to buy a MicroStrategy type play, you know, you can buy this on a broker like Fidelity, because Fidelity, as you see, is buying Bitcoin, and if you believe in Bitcoin, then Fidelity is not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Now, if Bitcoin goes to zero, you know, different conversation, but we don't see that happening. You want to have, there's going to be a little bit of risk, but you want to try to minimize your risk as much as possible. Fidelity is here to stay, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin first. So have the underlying asset, but if you want to get a little bit of extra leverage on your Bitcoin play, MicroStrategy is definitely a good option. We'll leave you with this from Rect Capital once again. This is the bull market progress, 40%. Look right here. We're in this circle range still. Once we blast out of this, which could be in the months to come. Note, this is on a monthly chart, so each one of these candles represents 1 month. So once we blast out of this, we will see a new all-time high, 100,000 plus. No one knows how high we're going to go, but 100,000 seems to be programmed in. Got to be patient, wait and see. But every time we come out of this, what happened in 2020? Blast off new highs. 2016, 2017, blast off new all-time highs. Prepare now. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today, and I'm out.